our corporate owners, Block Communications, has brought in an anti-union law firm called King & Malou from Tennessee to negotiate with staff at the Blade and our sister paper, the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. The real goal, as was King & Malou's goal in 2006, when they and our corporate leaders, Alan and John Block, locked out hundreds of Blade workers, is to kill the unions that represent and protect staff at the newspapers. This is an act of greed. When newspapers should be investing in their futures, the Blocks are stuck in the past and are more focused on promoting their political views than on supporting local journalism. Instead of spending his time trying to help shepherd the Blade and the Post-Gazette into a new era, instead of working with staff at the papers to try to find solutions, Block Communications' top newspaper executive, Kurt Frank, would rather bust unions and pal around with powerful people such as Sean Spicer, who had made it their mission to demonize the press and mislead the public, the very people we are supposed to serve. For more than 100 years, the ethos of American newspapers has been afflict the comfortable and comfort the afflicted. So why is Kurt Frank spending his time helping Sean Spicer sell his book, a whitewash of history meant to redeem a man whose very first act as press secretary for President Trump was to blatantly lie to the press? This is the largest press conference of all time, period. The library can host whoever they want. Our dispute is not with them. But no member of the press, be they reporters or executives, should consider it their duty to run cover for those that aim to mislead us or to harm us. Mr. Spicer played a key role in administration that has made demeaning and attacking independent journalism their rallying cry. Assaults against journalists have been on the rise as the Trump administration has chosen to engage in a full-on attack against not just the media outlets, but the very idea of objective truth and investigative journalism. The Block family hasn't just run cover for their preferred politicians, they've inserted their own views into their news pages, harming our reputations and disgracing our very institution. We are here to say that the only ones who are fake news are Mr. Spicer, Mr. Frank, and the Block family members who are hell-bent at destroying independent journalism. We saw just last week when Alan Block's wife said on Facebook that she wasn't trying to save the Blade, and it was more trouble than it was worth. Unlike her, we believe that a newspaper, regardless of the format the news is delivered in, is essential in a community. The Blocks may feel a newspaper is just a vanity charity they run so they can influence other wealthy people, but we know a newspaper is an institution that can hold powerful people in check. The Blocks may not care, but we do. The members of the Toledo and Pittsburgh Newspaper Guilds find themselves in our respective cities as the last line of defense for fair, honest, real news. It is being attacked by powerful people across this country and right here in this town. We call on the leaders of Block Communications to stop its attacks on its workers and to work with us to develop a better community institution. For those here in support, wondering what can be done to help, we point you to the many institutions, nonprofits, and other organizations who are affiliated with the Block family. And we ask that you demand those organizations that disaffiliate with them now. No more Blocks on charity boards, no more Blocks running your fundraisers, no more Blocks using their wealth to spread their influence throughout a city they don't even live in. For too long, this city has operated in fear of the Blocks. But if we don't stand against them now, the very concept of a free, strong, and independent press that can hold people accountable will be gone. And we won't let that happen without a fight.
Right. All right.
Thank you.